What's this? A new feature on UPI. I can do this on GPay or the other apps, but that's the problem really. With our Tech Today team, there's a bunch of very young, passionate and talented tech enthusiasts, and they understand all of these features really well, and they owe me for the last couple of cutting chais we've had during our shoots. So there's a new feature called UPI Circles. But the problem is, I don't necessarily have to pay. I could make someone else pay using someone else's UPI. What is this like? What are the shortcomings? And how powerful can this feature really be? Well, I'm gonna hand it over to Lakshay and just figure out how this really works. And maybe he can give you the lowdown as well.
You know, I have 0 rupees in my bank account right now, but I was still able to pay for this cup of coffee in my hand. I opened the UPI app on my phone, scanned the QR code myself, entered the UPI PIN. But the money was not deducted from my account, it was deducted from Ayush's bank account. And how did I do this? Let me tell you. Why did Ayush pay for this first of all? Well, he asked for it, so why should I pay for it, right? Actually, let me tell you how this entire thing worked out. This is all because of a new facility by NPCI called UPI Circles. Till now, if you're the one scanning the QR code, you're the one who ends up paying for it, right? Not for long. Because in UPI Circles, there can now be one primary UPI ID holder and up to 5 secondary holders. And all of these users can use a single UPI ID and a single bank account for all of these UPI transactions. So let me give you an example. In this situation, Ayush is the primary UPI ID holder. He is the one with the bank account. He is the one whose UPI ID is being used. And I am the secondary UPI ID holder. Now each time I go out and I scan a QR code, it's Ayush's UPI ID, his bank account that's being used. I do make the payment, but his money is being debited. This process is called delegation of payments, and it is the feature on which UPI Circle is being built upon. Now there's 2 different types of delegations available, full and partial. A full delegation is when the secondary UPI holder gets complete control, which is what I have. I can scan QR codes all on my own, pay for it by entering the UPI ID, the PIN. But in partial delegation, that is where you have to send a request to the primary UPI ID holder, who then approves your request for payments. And this comes with a few limits as well. As per NPCI, the maximum UPI limit for secondary users is Rs 15,000 per month, and the per transaction limit is 5,000 rupees. So who's going to benefit from this facility and who is going to use it the most? Well, for starters, I have a younger sister who spams me with random QR codes and asks me to pay for everything that she buys. Now, I can just become a primary UPI ID holder, make her my secondary, and then she can start paying for everything on her own and empty my bank account, right? Well, jokes aside, this facility is great for elders or kids in the household who don't have their own bank accounts, or you don't want them to struggle with multiple UPI IDs. Just make them secondary holders and let them go cashless in this digital economy. Now, all of this sounds great. UPI is a massive success story for India, and we always wanted to get improved with new features, right? But hold on. This could also open the door for new scams. UPI and credit cards are 2 of the most vulnerable platforms. They get targeted the most by scammers and fraudsters, as per a new survey with over 23,000 respondents. Well, NPCI has stated that they're following all pre-existing RBI and UPI guidelines to make this more secure for all of us to use. But the feature is not live yet. What we showed to you was just an example of how it will work. It's not live yet, it has been announced, and it will come to all of your UPI apps in the future very soon. Oh wait, this is Ayush's coffee. Well, I might as well drink it since I've done so much of work. I'll get him a new one, after all, he's the one paying for it.